In the world of pigeon racing, there are many fanciers, but only a handful devote their entire lives to mastering the true marathon of the skies. These are the men who live for dawn liberations, who read weather maps like sacred texts, and who wait, sometimes for hours, sometimes for days, for that one pigeon to come cutting through the sky like an arrow of hope. Today we step into the lofts and the minds of three such masters: Wim Muller, Mathieu Cox, and Toon Smeets. Three men, three philosophies, and one shared passion that has shaped their lives for decades. Wim Muller, the Barcelona visionary. Barcelona. Just saying the word is enough to make the heart of a long-distance fancier beat faster. For Wim Muller, Barcelona isn't merely a race, it is the race, the stage where the entire world watches, waits, and measures greatness. Wim began his journey in the early 1970s, and from the start he set his sights on the most challenging discipline of all, the marathon. Not sprint, not middle distance. No, he went straight for the summit. For nearly half a century, Wim built a strain of marathon pigeons capable of confronting heat, storms, fatigue, and the brutal geography of Europe. He shaped them slowly, patiently, year after year, until the Muller name became synonymous with endurance. And then came a Barcelona edition he will never forget. The pigeons were liberated at 9:50 in the morning, 10 minutes later than Wim wished. He knew storms were waiting across France, huge lines of thunder and lightning marching north. He hoped his birds would stay ahead of the chaos, but hope doesn't always bend the weather. Reports came slowly, the heat climbed, and Europe waited in silence. Then movement. Slowly, step by step, pigeons appeared in France. A friend of Wim, Eric Vittel, clocked the first reported pigeon there. But the real shock came when the lines of arrival began shifting east, completely unexpected. Birds were turning toward Limburg. Then word spread. A few pigeons were arriving on the western side of Flanders. Calculations began. Probabilities formed. And then it happened. Andre said, "There comes one." Wim recalls, still feeling the electricity of that moment. When the pigeon was clocked, he had the very first notification on the ZLU website. Limburg was already in his pocket. The numbers made sense. The hope grew real. But Wim stayed calm. The euphoria had hit earlier. The moment he saw the pigeon arrive, cutting through the sky, defying storms, heat, and all expectations. When final confirmation came, when First National was secured, the champagne cork finally flew. Not just any champagne, a bottle with a story. Decades earlier, after winning the European Cup in 1997, an English admirer had gifted Wim a rare bottle of Moet and Chandon. "Only open this on the most special of occasions," the man said. Wim promised he would save it until he won Barcelona, and so the bottle waited in his wine cabinet for 22 years. When the moment finally came, its taste was perfect. That is the weight Barcelona carries. The whole world watches. A week before the race, emails start to flood Wim's inbox. How many will you send? Are they in form? What do you expect this year? The moment a pigeon arrives, phones ring nonstop. His winning cock from Barcelona 2019 is a hard little bird, difficult to handle but full of fire. His life was a journey through different systems: nest, widowhood, back to nest, and finally the chaos system. 28 cocks, 24 boxes, hens mixed in, and natural rivalry everywhere. It's messy, loud, unpredictable, but powerful. It's one big horse shack, Wim jokes, but the motivation it creates, remarkable, and the results speak for themselves. Mathieu Cox, the craftsman of consistency. Where Wim is driven by the great drama of Barcelona, Mathieu Cox is the master of quiet, methodical consistency. His loft stands as a testament to structure and discipline. He starts with the basics. Young birds are taught early, even how to drink in the basket. It's tedious work, locking them in with food, guiding them until they learn. But Mathieu believes success begins long before racing ever does. His loft is divided with precision. Young birds in front, yearlings to one side, old birds to the other. 32 widowers here, 24 widowers there. And in 2018, he even decided to try racing widowhood hens, a plan he attempted before without success. But Mathieu believes in persistence. Now I am going to do it in a better way, and he says, I hope it works. He races every marathon he can enter, national, provincial, and the ZLU. For him, marathon pigeons must work. None stay home, none rest on reputation. Every bird earns its place. Feeding is another pillar of his system. During winter, he gives a rich molting mixture, 2 buckets of grain, candy seeds, 40 pesos, peanuts, turmeric, and cinnamon. I feed my pigeons well, he says calmly. No diet mixtures, no light rations. Strong pigeons need strong fuel. Then a surprising confession. He hasn't treated for canker or respiratory issues in years. His secret? Fresh air. An open loft, he explains, prevents respiratory problems. Ventilation isn't an afterthought. It's the heart of health. His results prove it. Mathieu's first Ace Pigeon ZLU is a masterpiece of breeding and performance. 6th National Barcelona, 8th National Narbonne, and 11th and 8th internationally. A bird descending from legendary bloodlines, Thielen, Wim Smeets, Toon Smeets, Van Bruanem. But what makes the story even more astonishing is that the father of this ace was 12 years old when bred. You can breed aces from old birds too, Mathieu smiles, and clearly he can. Toon Smeets, the builder of balance. Finally, we meet Toon Smeets, the man who values good air, natural balance, and straightforward honesty. His loft is a clean, efficient structure, widowers at the ends, young birds in the center, and a space for late breds at the front. In the widowers section, 24 cocks sit comfortably. They have already raised a round of youngsters before the season, and by late February, Toon mates them again, allowing a few days on eggs before widowhood begins. It's a rhythm he trusts, a rhythm he knows. But this system wasn't always smooth. Years ago, Toon battled recurring ornithosis. The reason? Poor ventilation. 4 or 5 weeks into the season, problems came, he recalls. So he studied, adjusted, rebuilt. Now the ventilation is always open, 10 centimeters, all season long. Above the ceiling, everything is open. Front, back, sides. Fresh air flows naturally, and the health problems vanished. A small change, a huge result. Among his young birds, Toon raises 45 each season. He loves racing them, but he's careful. He protects his young cocks, not pushing them too hard, giving them time to grow. Performances matter, yes, but long-term success matters more. When asked about strains, Toon laughs. He's not a collector of famous names. It doesn't interest me, he admits honestly. His pigeons carry Clack blood, Verver's birds, Math Clausen's lines, Vets, Yo Dieteren, and others he can't even remember. For him, results matter more than pedigrees. One story stands out, a co-breeding project with Wim Peters. Wim owned a phenomenal ace bird, a cock descended from Hybrechts and Zunchens. Toon paired the ace with hens from his own best lines. When the youngsters came, they fit perfectly onto the ace bird of his son. It wasn't about names. It was about function, about harmony, and the results proved it. 3 masters, 1 passion. Wim Muller, the Barcelona visionary. Mathieu Cox, the craftsman of consistency. Toon Smeets, the builder of balance. 3 men whose lives are woven through tens of thousands of kilometers, flown by tiny feathered athletes. 3 men who know that greatness comes from patience, from air quality, from feeding, from motivation, and from systems honed over decades. Their stories remind us that pigeon racing is more than a sport. It is a lifelong dialogue between fancier and bird, between hope and uncertainty, between preparation and fate. And somewhere above Europe, high in the endless sky, their pigeons still fly, carrying the legacy of these 3 exceptional masters.